Joined now by our director of scouting, the impeccably dressed, at home nonetheless, Craig Button. Craig, JT Miller, very self-critical. He blamed himself for that final Edmonton goal in game number 4. Elias Pettersson, he's been the subject of a fair bit of criticism, as we both know, including from his own head coach. And wouldn't you know it, Craig, they both combined for the late game winner for Vancouver. How'd they pull it off?
Well, I mean, JT Miller, I thought after game 4 was unreasonably hard on himself. But, you know, when you're a leader and you expect more from what you want to give to your team and you fall a little bit short, I understand it. Elias Pettersson had not been engaged these entire playoffs. Well, that completely changed for Elias Pettersson in game 5. He was engaged right from the beginning. And certainly as the play unfolds, I mean, you watch where Pettersson, he gets right inside to the front of the net and it goes off his leg off the post. And then JT Miller driving right into that lane, buries it for the winning goal. But Elias Pettersson getting into the guts of the action, getting into the hard areas. That's where Elias Pettersson had to be. He had not been engaged these entire playoffs. Well, that wasn't the case in the game. Right from the get-go, he was invested. He was hard into the hard areas. The winning goal, he's going to the net. It goes off his skate. And it looked like he was trying to give it a little bit of direction. And JT Miller, who is the emotional barometer of this Vancouver Canucks team, justifiably so, gets the winning goal.
And Vancouver outshot Edmonton in this hockey game, really dominated the game. In fact, Calvin Pickard has now stopped 54 of 59 Vancouver shots since coming on in relief of Stuart Skinner in game 3. He was peppered all night on Thursday, Craig. My question for you is, would you go back to Pickard for game 6 in Edmonton on Saturday?
Absolutely, 100%. Calvin Pickard's my starter. This game doesn't even get to be close heading into the third period without the brilliance of Calvin Pickard. There was nothing accidental about his play. He was that good for the Edmonton Oilers. They were dominated in the second period. All kinds of different chances. And when you watch the way Calvin Pickard is making the saves, he's not hoping to make saves. He's getting into the right position. He's reading the play really well. His positioning is solid. And all the Edmonton Oilers were asking was for their goaltender to make a save. Stuart Skinner wasn't doing that. Calvin Pickard now has done that for 2 straight games. Listen, Jay, I don't think there's even a there's no discussion. I'd go right to Calvin Pickard on the flight back to Edmonton and go, get ready, get rested Friday. You're in there Saturday night. No question he should be the starter for game 6.
And then, you know, Vancouver's penalty kill, Craig, against the most dangerous power play in the league. They were elite on Thursday, perfect, in fact. What did you see from them that allowed them to be so successful in game 5?
Yeah, you know, Jay, we hear the comments sometimes, oh, your goaltender has to be your best penalty killer. That wasn't the case on Thursday night in Vancouver for the Vancouver Canucks. Their group completely outworked the Edmonton Oilers. They intercept passes. They block passes. They didn't allow entries easily into the zone. They put pressure on the Edmonton Oilers' best players. They obviously blocked some shots, which is what you have to do. But the goaltender was not under siege on the power play. I thought that the Edmonton Oilers, you know, kind of got a little bit in what I would call a complacent mode on the power play. And it played right into the Vancouver Canucks' hands where they said, you want to be complacent? We're coming after you hard. We're going to be on you. We're going to make sure that you don't get easy plays. We're not going to give you any time. And that's why the penalty kill was perfect for the Vancouver Canucks in this Game 5 win. Brilliant by the Vancouver Canucks, the adjustments. One thing else I'll add to this, Jay,
Yep.
and maybe you were going to ask me anyway, but Rick Tocchet, after Game 4, said we had 5 or 6 passengers.
Yeah.
There were no passengers on the Vancouver Canucks bench or in their lineup this game.
Okay, I don't mean to put you on the spot, Craig, but did you see some passengers for the Edmonton Oilers, and what do the Oilers need to do differently in Game 6 on Saturday to even up this series and send it to Game 7?
You know, like, obviously when you get outshot 17-4 in the second period and you get overwhelmed, I never thought the Edmonton Oilers were able to sustain pressure on the Vancouver Canucks. They didn't look quick enough. They didn't look like they were able to forecheck. They made a lot of bad plays. Evan Bouchard has been brilliant during the regular season, brilliant during these playoffs. He had a terrible Game 5. And so do I expect that to be the case going into Game 6? No. Hey, listen, players, just because you have an off night doesn't mean you have to have 2 off nights. There was too many players for the Edmonton Oilers that didn't play to their capabilities. So call them passengers, or however you want to frame it, they didn't get enough from too many players. They got to win on Saturday to extend the series to a Game 7.
We got everything we needed from you, Craig Button, and more. Thanks for this, my friend. Looking forward to Game 6 on Saturday night.